Evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing this evening? So, last week we brought you something special with my hot young wife sitting down to talk about our illustrious courtship and what it's about, just being a family, being a couple, and one like we talked about last week a little bit. One of the things we say to each other, I love us. We love us, not just I love you, but the relationship itself and what that means to us. So, but as I'm sure you are all keenly aware, part of the reason for that was the absence of our illustrious co-host, who I'm glad to say, see if I can get the timing on this just right. Is back with us this evening. Mario, welcome back, brother. You have been missed. And
Yeah.
indeed, I did pretty much nail the timing. The clip just ran while you were about to sit down.
Well, actually, see, I was actually going to go outside and try to sneak in like half a cigarette, but then I saw you drop that, and I'm like, oh shit, that's my stage cue.
It's all right, son. You got your are those your wired in headphones?
Yes, the new headphones. I can't. They don't travel with me, so I'm stuck here.
Oh,
That's right.
son,
I'm not ignoring your phone calls, Aaron Olson. Okay, I'm a busy person. All right. I
you've
saw that you tried
committed
to
an
call me,
error.
but what you don't understand, there's also a certain lady that I'm trying to extricate from my life who is also blowing up my phone constantly. So you're just one of hundreds of phone calls that I've had in the last 2 days. Okay, forgive
Yeah,
me.
he's been dodging me too, like a
Yeah.
bitch.
Well, you know how it is. All right. If
I
I
know how it is.
whenever whenever Mario feels ashamed of himself, he isolates himself and doesn't talk to anyone. Okay, like a
Well,
little
that and
bitch.
I've been drinking with your brother once.
Mm,
I know what it's about.
I see.
how many Chimay cages are on the floor?
Actually, it was not Chimay. We were drinking on some delirium tremens and delirium Noel. Okay, very fine
Ooh,
ales. Very fine ales. That's right. I got the special holiday package, so I even got the fancy snifter glass. Okay. So yeah, I've been
ooh.
yeah, I'm about as bougie and pretentious as one can be. Now,
I've got some little snifter glasses from a little local brewery in Atlanta. I think they went out of business, but I think they were called Orpheus something or other. And they did this blood orange ale that was just, it was exactly the right kind of tart. It was it was like a beer with the flavor profile of a frickin' sea breeze.
was it a lambic ale, like a Litterman's Creek,
Yes,
something like that? Yeah. Okay. Nice.
yeah, with that blood orange in it. It was a sour.
It's also
It
Belgian.
tart. It was so good, so good.
Aaron Olson
Anyway,
asks who won. Aaron Olson asks who won Ukraine and Risk. Okay, I don't play Risk. Okay, Risk is for peasants. All right, Risk is for the maladaptive, the uneducatable, the untrainable. Okay, my brother and
oh,
I play.
Afghanis.
Yes, Afghanis can handle Risk. Okay, they might not be able to handle like the cards, turning in the cards for extra troops. That might be a little above them, but the basic premise they can understand. Okay,
Well, as soon as they've touched them, they're no longer legible.
that's right. Feces everywhere, undoubtedly. So no, we play Axis and Allies, okay, which is a kind of a complicated, involved tabletop game where you can either basically try to rewrite destiny, okay, as far as both World War I and World War II. We play both Pacific and European theater. So my brother and I are avid players of this game. It is it is basically what makes me a nerd. I'm not your conventional nerd. I'm a tabletop board game nerd. Okay, we're rare.
I miss playing Illuminati, the card game.
That's fun, but that's like a kind of a set piece. I like to
It
set up.
is. It is.
I like to set up elaborate boards that are like 6 feet long by 3 feet wide. Okay, across to like a large picnic table, basically, and play the game over the course of a week. So that's usually what my brother and I do. Speaking of sea breezes, haha.
You know what? That would have been my guess.
Mm-hmm.
I actually briefly considered asking the audience to make bets on what cocktail it would be. That
Mm,
would have been my bet, and I decided to run with the clip instead.
right.
So,
So briefly, let me just I'll apologize to the audience. Look, my brother was here for 2 weeks. All right, I see the guy maybe once a year. All right, I need a little time off. So forgive me, but I am reinvigorated. Okay, I'm recharged, and I'm ready to ready to light people on fire or whatever we do on the show. I'm not sure. Okay.
I'm all for immolating the enemy. It makes me comfortable, makes me happy. In fact, so tonight what we're going to talk about, the if you saw the thumbnail, the trauma alibi. Basically, we're going to talk about this idea of villains being victims, and oh well, you have to understand where they're coming from. No, I don't. I don't care what motivated the two brothers that bombed the marathon. I don't care what motivated the trannies that shot up all the schools around America over the last couple of years. I do not care why Cruella hated puppies. I don't. Right? A bad guy is a bad guy. A monster is a monster. And a big part of what we're going to talk about tonight is your bad experience, your bad prior experience does not excuse your current bad behavior.
That's right, and we've seen it, and we have seen a cultural shift since basically around the 1960s. Okay, when our parents' generation decided to open the gates to hell. Okay, and we've been on this downward spiral ever since, where that which is virtuous becomes corrupted, and then we call it virtuous regardless. Okay, the archetypes that were meant to uphold. Okay, like, well, actually, no, we're in the pregame show, aren't we, right now?
Yeah.
I don't want to waste too much. I'll just tell you, it's if, why is it like this, Mario? Why is anything like this? Well, the answer is always communism. Okay,
Correct.
and that's what we've seen. It's cultural Marxism. Economic Marxism completely failed, and cultural Marxism
And
is
so they've gone
insidious.
for race communism and sex communism.
That's right. Sex communism, deconstructivism, racial communism. Yes, all of it is part of the social part of it. All of it is part of cultural Marxism, and cultural Marxism seeks to tear down societies through its culture and through its values to demoralize a people. Okay, because they realized that workers of the world uniting wasn't going to happen, and economic Marxism was, well, I mean, laughable. So, yep.
Yeah. So I'll leave y'all with this for the freeloaders out there that are about to get kicked off. You will hear people on occasion say things like, "Oh, well, Marx was brilliant. He was just a little misguided on this." No, Marx was an idiot. Marx was a monster. He was nothing more than that, right? Marx was a slovenly inebriate, the son of a rich man whose family had to share a single pair of pants and would argue in his drunken stupor over who got to wear the pants today to go out to market or the like. He was the worst kind of essentially EBT dependent, and he envisioned a world where everyone was a government dependent, except for those who were able to, in the same way that he thought he was going to be able to, grift and steal from the wealthier. That's all Marx ever was. And that's all these race communists and sex communists ever have been or ever will be.
Marx. Funny thing about Marx is Marx actually descends from what would be, if you could consider it such, it would be was basically Jewish royalty. Okay, Jewish
Yes.
royalty dating back to deep into Eastern Europe. Okay, the family comes from like an arch from a rabbinical family. Okay, his father and all of his fathers before him were rabbis. Some of them were termed uber rabbis. Okay, which mean, I didn't even know they had such a thing, but think of it like a cardinal, okay, where they have
Mhm.
control over other rabbis. All right. And coming from a deep rabbinical family, okay, experts on the Talmud, okay, um, and basically carrying that culture that came from Khazaria all the way into Central Europe. One of the principles they had is that they don't work. Okay, it's like the same principle as the Russian mafia, because the Russian mafia is Jewish. Okay, they don't work. It is a sin for them to work. You are supposed to give them what they need. Okay, that is
Every
the
day
way
is Shabbos.
that is the yes, that's right. They do not do any physical labor whatsoever. They consider it unclean and unworthy of them. So he comes from that background. Now, did he really believe in his faith? Okay, I can't say, but you're taking the most twisted, kind of most antisocial elements of a religion, and magnifying that through the lens of communism, which was his personal envy against a system that did not appreciate his genius or his value, even though he produced nothing of value. So that's what I'll say about and that's all I got to say about Marx.
Yeah,
Okay.
not even valuable scholarship. The man was just pure trash. Okay, that's 10 minutes. That's 10 minutes of pregame. Uh, it looks like everybody's already on Rumble, so I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the goodie. Given the topic this evening, last week we played, or week before last, I crafted a brand new song for you guys to go with the show, the hero's journey song. Well, this one is a little, from a couple of weeks ago, so you may have already seen it, but it really fits with the theme tonight. So I'm gonna sing you guys out on Martyrs and Monsters as we switch over to behind the paywall. And yes, Mario, this is your chance.
They light the torches, chant the names, build their altars out of flames. Every sinner's crown of thorns, sold in their culture wars. They preach compassion, sell the rage, turn their prisons into stage. Their saints wear mugshots, their prophets steal. They burn the truth and call it real. Born of lies and pride, they cry for mercy while the innocent die. Oh, they're martyrs or monsters, built from their sins. Keep the cameras rolling, call that justice again. They sell their stories, never pay the price. Oh, they're martyrs or monsters, born from fire and lies, and they worship everyone till the last truth dies. They built their temples on darkness while lighting a match. They wanna save you, look inside. All their martyrs were monsters before the day they died. They died.
All right. And we are once again